Hello, I am Wallace. Welcome to this video tutorial for this awesome technique using Lecenté Create. Now, you will be able to find a typed up, step-by-step and complete product list over on the blog, so you can use that if you want to follow along and create the design. I am beginning here with Create in White Magic, so one layer of white gel polish which I've cured, and now I'm going on with Who You Gonna Call, which is this fabulous neon green. So a splodge on there and a little splodge of this blue as well. Now check this brush. Now we've all got a brush like this. It's been used, it's not been cleaned properly, it's all dry, and it's perfect for what we're doing here. So we don't want a lovely slick detailer brush. I want my driest, frizziest, least cared for nail art brush that I'm glad I haven't thrown away. So I'm kind of stippling here. So using the dry hairs of the brush, tap, 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 stipple, 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 to blend those colours out, kind of blend them together, but you'll see it creates a bit of texture. It's not a smooth layer of colour, and that's what we're after. So going in with the pink as well, I'm going to do one of each. So also a little dot of blue, and again with the brush just do exactly the same. If you find you've got a bit too much product on the nail, it won't blend as easily, so keep wiping the brush on a pad with a little IPA. That gets the excess off. Okay, now I'm going to cure that layer. Next up, another little dollop of just the bright neon green, which will spread out over the whole thing. So that will soften the look even more. Same with the pink. There we go. And we will cure that and get on to our next step. For this I'm using Lecenté Create in Soho, which is an incredible dark gloss, like blue with a touch of violet. I just adore this colour. I use it so much. And I'm going to carefully paint an outline around each nail. So taking care not to get the product on the skin, but don't panic too much if it's not all the way to the edges. It is better if you can get it close and sharp and neat at the edges, but we'll have another opportunity to tidy that up. So just painting that around the outline. This is probably the most time consuming and kind of annoying part of this technique, but it really pays off because it gives us a great result. On a full set, I would go ahead and do this to all 10 nails before moving on to the next step. So here we clean the brush very thoroughly. Again, I'm using a solvent here. It's not good for the brush, but like I said, this is the type of brush we need. Look at that guy. That is exactly what we want. A frizzy mess. Now, using those frizzy bristles, I will pull some of that Soho colour in towards the middle. Now I've thought about, at first when I was just imagining how this design would go, I thought about masking off the skin. I thought it might be inevitable that product might go onto the skin, but in practice I've found that it's actually quite easy to avoid the skin altogether. You'll see I'm just coming from the outside in all the time, and this way we really avoid getting product on the skin quite easily. Okay, so again, kind of stippling, tapping, pressing, and being quite firm with the brush, using not just the bristles of the brush but also the kind of butt of the brush, just where the hairs come out of the metal part, the ferrule of the brush. And that's really allowing me to get the texture, the appearance that I'm looking for here. So I'll go ahead and do the same with the pink nail. Now, if there's a bit too much, a good tip here is to dry the brush, but make sure it's a little moistened with IPA, and then you can just sort of rub off. Remember, the colour underneath is cured already, so I'm just rubbing off a wee bit excess and then going back to stipple, stipple, press, press. There we go. Now, this is one of those designs where at this point you think, oh no, this just looks terrible. How is this ever going to be anything like what I want it to be? Well, keep the faith, I assure you. Right, next step, dollop of the neon again. So another layer of the neon. So the key to getting the kind of depth that we end up with, the look of these nails is just out of this world, and the key is these layers. It's a little bit more time consuming than most of the nail art I normally do, but for this special look I think it's worth it. Another blob of pink there, and we'll spread that out, and you'll see just how much smoother the nail is going to look. So after stippling in this layer of the neon colour, we only have one more layer to go before we get onto glitter. These guys are ready to cure, and then it's on with a final outline of Soho. So this time I'm using less product, and I'm maybe not even going all the way around the outline, just where it looks a bit bare, where there's sort of outline missing. But it's definitely a lighter amount this time than the first time. So I'll dry the brush out, really get all the product out of it, really spreading those hairs. Oh, so frizzy. There we go, that's what we want. And again, with the butt of the brush, tap, 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 tap. So using the butt of the brush from the outside in, see, I flipped the brush around there. This pushes the product in towards the middle in a nicely spread out, kind of graduated way, which is exactly what we're looking for here. And again, it's not going over onto the skin. You're using just the little frizzy tips of the brush hairs again, just to even it out. And that's exactly what we're looking for. Okay. Now with the pink, we'll do the same. Once we're happy with that final layer of Soho, we are ready to cure. Okay, next up, a layer of Lecenté Create base coat. The next step after this is to apply loose glitter. So I want the right kind of sticky layer for that glitter to adhere to. So a thin layer of Lecenté base coat. I'm going to just check that's nice and smooth. Oh, fabulous. We will cure that in our Lecenté lamp. And the next glitter is Angel. Now, I didn't film applying the angel, unfortunately, so here is the Sapphire Multi-Glitz. I'm using my Lecenté G1 brush, and here you'll see the angel is there already. So the angel was applied to the centre. There you can see the little love heart and star shapes. And the Sapphire Multi-Glitz just around the edges. I'm using my G1 brush just to dust away excess and to press down the chunky pieces of glitter nice and flat. Now I will also, because I'm a bit pernickety about this, I will also go in with my tweezers and remove any pieces of glitter that I don't want to be there. So sticky out bits, overlapping bits, places where there's double, like two pieces of glitter sitting on top of each other. I don't want that for this look. I found that it's worth putting the extra time in just now, just to make sure that it's smooth round the edges. Here I am adding a little Lecenté Chantilly Iridescent. I'm just dropping it on here. I just want a little, and I'm only going to add it to the pink, and you'll be able to see the difference between the two in the end. So, time for top coat. Now, applying this top coat is quite different, I've found, to other gel polish systems I've been used to using in the past. I'm applying this almost more like a layer of gel, and also going back and just reorganising any little bits of glitter that have moved from where I want them to be. Yeah, see that technique again? It's not like smooth polish application. It's more like applying a builder gel almost. And this is to make sure we get a smooth end result and we encase all of that glitter. Then it's time to cure, and here I've already removed the top film with IPA after curing, and I've applied some solar oil, and now I'm checking the edges. So again, this is important for longevity because we don't want anything for the client to pick. So using my fingers to check, using this 240 Kanga file just to smooth away any little bits. And here we are, the finished result. And this is a nice close-up of those two nails. Which one do you prefer? Thank you for watching. This has been a long video. I hope it's been helpful, that you have enjoyed it. I would love to hear what you think, and I would love to see if you try this technique out. Join me on Facebook and Instagram for more. Thanks again.